So we're going straight to business. I want to take this opportunity on behalf of the delegation, the visiting delegation, to welcome all of you to this very auspicious occasion. We value your time. We know you have done this out of very abiding love for His Excellency and your passionate and personal commitment to the Republic of Sierra Leone, that many of you have had to fly or travel long distances to honor this occasion. Even though there were discordant signals, the meeting would not hold, you still braved it to be here. We thank you very much for being here. We want to assure you that Sierra Leone is with you. They are following every bit of the things we are doing here. And before I left, they told me, please tell them His Excellency has his heart in the right place, he has the right focus, and with your support together, we can help deliver a great nation. I thank you very much. On that note, hello, clap for yourself now. Okay, straight to business. At this point, you know, this delegation is multidisciplinary. It's multi-ethnic. It's Sierra Leone, the embodiment of Sierra Leone. Dr. Alpha Wari has a message for you. I'm going to ask him to make brief remarks. The good news is Sababu is not taking to long speeches. So I take comfort in that. Dr. Wari, you have the floor.
Hello. Well, this is a beautiful day. This is a glorious day. You know, I was wondering if ever our head of state would come to the shores of North America. Today is here. Give him a very big hand. You know, we sang the national anthem. I will exalt the realm of the free. We are a free people. We are a resilient people. We are a people that are proud. And coming into this hall today, the splendor, I said we are getting it right. Yes. We are in the right direction. We are in the new direction. This is way above our normal Sierra Leone. We tend to go for the ordinary. We tend to go for nothing that shows integrity, nothing that shows a level. And coming to the Marriott Hotel, coming to this hall, looking how beautiful you are. Thank you. I now know we are ready to make Sierra Leone stand tall. I am part of two institutions. One that started in 1929, called Old Bow Boys Association. And the other that started in 1951, called the Sierra Leone People's Party. Today, we are here not as a party. We are here as a people of Sierra Leone. Irrespective of your party, irrespective of your shade, you now have a president that represents all of us. Yet, we know we are one people in one country. One people. One country. One people. One country. One people. All of us, of whatever tribe, belongs to Sierra Leone. And we have to make our nation strong. As a party, I joined in 1973. It was as a first-year student at Furabe College. And in 1996, I served His Excellency Alhaji Ahmad Tijan Kaba as Minister of Education. Then it was education, which was both basic and higher. It was youth and sports, so I encompassed Oman and the Minister of Sports. So it was 4 ministries in one. At the Bow School, I looked at Julius. I said, I am going to drill him if he loses the election. And somebody said, if he wins, he would reshuffle you. So I have not drilled him yet. And I will not do so because I believe as a people we are now ready. The Ministry of Health is one that is supposed to span from primary health unit to the tertiary sector. I want to focus on health only, but let me just say this. In the few days we have been here, I have had the opportunity of signing an MOU with a group called Varia. Now, what do they do? You know, as a country, we send our people to Ghana. We send our people to India, mainly for cancer treatment. Well, we would be in a position to get our own radiotherapy unit in 20 years. Last week or 2 weeks back, we were in China. You know, when you are in a podium and you hear your president speaks, and your hair, the hair on your neck stands tall, you now know your country is ready for progress.
Thank you.
I've been a teacher all my life, and this is the second time I've been in a podium that I know Sierra Leone is ready. If you were at the hunger, you will be a proud Sierra Leone.
Yes.
Well, in China, I had the opportunity for us to renegotiate what we have as the hospital at Joy. People call it Chinese hospital. It is in fact Sierra Leone government hospital, and that hospital is going to be a teaching hospital for our medical people. But before going, His Excellency highlighted quite clearly, yes, I know you should talk about the teaching hospital, but you should remember that we are just coming from the Ebola scourge. If we are, then whatever your discussion, we have to see how we can harness that. Your Excellency, sir, the People's Republic of China also accepted to open a tropical disease center in Sierra Leone that will be part of the National Public Health Agency. You know, we are now ready. And I believe we will not be able to do so without you, the people. It is now time for you to think of going out to serve. I have been a teacher many years of my life. I started lecturing way back in 19, what? 19? What? No, it can't be. I started lecturing in 1983. I even forget when I started. It's 30 years. Huh? Whatever you do as a nation, it is the human capital that will make you do well. I talk to a lot of people here that are specialists in a range of options. Huh? In science, in engineering, in health. Think now how you are going to go back. Think how you are going to serve. Because we will create provisions for you. We will ensure you come back and give customer care. We will ensure you come back and give confidence to the people of Sierra Leone. I will see that by saying that whatever you think of doing, it is the leadership that will make you get it right. When I look at the young couple here, yeah, I would not like to call a man beautiful. Huh? But I never knew a man from Bond can have a nose as straight as one from Binti. So when I see him, I say, well, you just happen to come from Bond, but effectively you are from Binti anyway. We now have a people with the energy. We now have a team with the integrity. We now have a team with the drive. And it is for all of us to partner and join them to ensure we put Sierra Leone in the right direction. One country, one people. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Uri. Well, you were loud and clear. You spoke about the team. For those of you who know the team members, you can go to bed, rest assured that this is a formidable team. His Excellency might not have taken all the time in the world to put it together, but he has known most of the team players, and even our greatest critics acknowledge that this is not a team you can dismiss with a wave of a palm. It's multidisciplinary, it's quintessential, and it takes a lot of serious and focused thinking to have sought these men and women from all the various places of life you brought them from. So, thank you very much, Dr. Uri. I'll go straight to the next speaker, without further ado. The next person we have on the agenda is our own very own First Lady, Her Excellency, Madam Fatima Madabiu. You know her already.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, my husband, honorable ministers here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I'm really humbled to be here today to see so many wonderful faces, beautiful Sierra Leoneans that need to go back home. We have campaigned together as one family. Some of us campaigned on the same team, believing that His Excellency the President is the right man right now to steer us to our new destination. Some people definitely campaign against him. I believe they did not campaign against him because they don't believe in his ability to deliver. For me, I think they were just worried about what he will do when he comes. But what I mean, like what he will do when he comes, is the fact that they know by the time Julius Maada Bio leaves Sierra Leone as the president of that nation, we will have Sierra Leone in the right place. We'll have a country that we'll be proud of. And he is going to set the bar so high that any other governments that come will not bring us back.
Thank you.
I want to take this opportunity, first of all, to thank you all for believing in his vision, and most of all, for voting for him and make me the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone. You have to vote for him first before I become First Lady, right? Yes. So thank you for voting for my husband. And I want to assure you, this Julius Maada Bio that is now our president is the man that has Sierra Leone at heart. Yes. My only rival in the world is Sierra Leone when it comes to Maada Bio. You know, I have a second rival though, and that second rival is both school, but Sierra Leone always top both school. But I'm so pleased because for you to be married to a man that loves his country so much as he did, and he still do, I am proud of him. And I want to assure you, I am his worst critics also. Because when he does it right, I'll say to him, I love you. When he does it wrong, I'll say to him, I'm not sure about that one. And the good thing is, I have the right to say so because he can't fire me. I am his wife. I'm so happy. We are in America, the forbidden land that he wasn't going to come. But he is here. I am so happy to say that a lot of you pray for this day, when God has answered to our prayers. We now have him not only in New York, like they said when he came to the UN, not in America. I wonder where the UN is. Well, we are in Washington, D.C. Well, maybe he came to... Well, this time, he's not in America, he's just in Northwest. And one very close to the Sierra Leone embassy, but not at the embassy. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for the support, for your love, and for your dedication. Thank you for loving Sierra Leone and putting Sierra Leone first. You show that at the UN, when our president was making his speech, the amount of Sierra Leoneans that glued on TV, on WhatsApp, on social media to see him speak his heart out to the world, the way Sierra Leoneans celebrated after his speech, and it's not just Sierra Leonean, but every African who believes in African development will celebrate our president, because he was talking on behalf of Africa, not just Sierra Leone. And we have to be proud that we have a president that just did not talk about Sierra Leone and all our problems, but talk about what Africa needs. And what Africa needs today is you all and me. We have to empower ourselves. We keep saying Africa is behind, Africa is behind. Who do you expect to change Africa if we don't do it ourselves? How long are we going to continue depending on donors? How long are we going to be receiving hands out? We have brains, we have beautiful, talented people, educated people in America that can come to Sierra Leone and change that country with the new direction. We have a leadership now. We have the president that have the drive, that have the focus, and have the energy to change that country, but he cannot do it alone. He needs you all. You guys need to start thinking about a way that you will contribute to making that country our country again. Because the Sierra Leone that we have 20, 30 years ago is not the Sierra Leone right now. But retired Brigadier Julius Maada have a vision, and that vision is an inclusive one, which includes every one of you to come and work with him. Whether you are an SLPP person, whether you are an APC or SAI or Y, one country, one people, please come and work with the new direction, because the new direction is the only direction that we need in Sierra Leone right now. I'm going to allow the president to actually outline his vision for you guys. As a wife, you know I have to praise him all the time because he's the most handsome president in the world. And when you have the most handsome president, of course, you have to bluff and show off, and that's what I keep doing because I love him so dearly. But thank you. Thank you for your vote. And if you didn't vote for Maada, thank you for just being a wonderful Sierra Leonean. Thank you very much.
Well, you all heard her clearly enough. She is become a rabble-rouser during the campaign, so now when she talks, everybody listens. She is a spellbound speaker. She has raised serious issues in her speech. This is a workshop. I have my own, yes, I have my own, faceless moderator at the back. She raised very serious issues. One, His Excellency during his inauguration speech at the swearing-in has said repeatedly, he is president for the whole of Sierra Leone. So this is essentially a Sierra Leonean town hall meeting. Right? That is why we welcome every shade of opinion here. She's also noted that in a situation where we find ourselves now, the president is already punching above his weight. For those of us who are accompanying him to the UNGA, and for all of us who listen to him on global TV, you see a president exuding with confidence, with passion, and patriotism, not only for his country, but he wants to see an Africa that will take a rightful place among other nations of the world. Isn't that commendable? Isn't that the kind of leadership we have been yearning for? He demonstrated that every inch of the way. So, here we are now. The high point of the occasion is about here. Why are we here today? What make we here today? For listening to me? For listening to Kalilu? What we here for? Okay, the man who makes things happen. The major mover and shaker of events in Sierra Leone and by extension Africa now. He's already punching about his weight in barely 5 months. Her Excellency Madam Fatima Bill spoke about the continent to stop relying on donor aid. Who could have said that better than her? You already have the president who inherited a battered and broken economy and already he's been able to make major domestic commitments at home. Right? I'm going to leave a living to say that to you. So, at this juncture, I have the pleasure, most graciously welcome on stage His Excellency, retired Brigadier Julius Madabiu, to deliver his key address. This is the high point of the occasion.
Otherwise, everybody here.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir.
Guys, you have to come back. You have a press conference?
Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.
God is good all the time. Thank you. Momono. Momono. Walibena. Kopianoa. Awana.
Madigo.
Yara Manalato.
I don't know where to start. But I want to ask a question. Ibi. There was a time when a lot of people said he doesn't even talk because he doesn't know how to talk.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm here today. If there's anything you have to take back home, just to say thank you. If you have to ignore everything that I'm going to say tonight, just take home thank you. I'm here to register my gratitude, profound gratitude, to all of you who supported me. And in addition, to all those who did not support me, for constructively and sometimes negatively criticizing me. Today, I'm President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. I'm President to everybody. For those of you who believed in me, even when you didn't see me, even when I did not come here, double thanks to you. Double blessings to you. What we have to do now is because we have another election. I want to use this opportunity to convince my critics to join us on the train in a new direction. The new direction is for us all. The new direction will take us to a destination that we'll all be proud of. The new direction is about doing things the new way. The new way that will lead us to liberation. Why do I say this? I have the benefit of hindsight. I've had the opportunity to put my life on the line for this country. I fought for this country.
Yes.
I was once the leader of this country.
Yes.
And I had to make a decision. At the time, I knew my decision or the life of the country was hanging on that decision. I stood up and said to everybody, I will leave the State House so that Sierra Leone can thrive and be a better nation. That it wasn't by accident. It was a calculated attempt to make my own contribution to Sierra Leone at that particular juncture. Yes, today we are here and I'm back at State House. Why? Because of my own track record, which all of you know about, which has been analyzed, and sometimes negatively criticized, stood out for itself. The enduring figure that a lot of people said will never be at State House is back there. Why? There was a time when they said he will never come to the United States. I wanted to come back to the United States with a siren. I was not in haste to come back here. I was here, as all of you know. But I didn't want to come back as an ordinary man.
Thank you.
So, I'm back in the United States. Some said he came for the UN. I'm back in Washington. Some said, but he didn't go to Washington, D.C. And some have even challenged, if he dies, he will not go to heaven.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will find me in heaven when you go there. Because the Lord is with me. So now, we have an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to work together to fix our country. A lot has gone wrong, and we owe it to ourselves. The time for finger pointing is over. It's time to get ourselves ready to make our contribution towards a Sierra Leone that we can all be proud of. I have pledged to provide quality leadership to make sure that there is efficient political and economic management of the state and its resources for the benefit of our people.
Thank you. That's all we are asking for.
So, why did I say that and why do I believe in that? When we talk about Sierra Leone, people normally think about the many natural strategic resources that we have, mineral resources that we have. You talk about Sierra Leone, they talk about diamonds, gold, rutile, bauxite, aluminium, and everything in the world. This is the new direction. When you ask me, what is the most important resource that we have, I say it is you, the people, and myself standing here. One day the gold is going to finish, the diamonds are going to go away, the rutile will be finished, our great-grandchildren will be still alive.
That's true.
There are countries that are rich in this world that do not have any natural resources.
Yeah.
So, the new direction has prioritized human capital development as the most important process to develop our nation. I'm not going to make Sierra Leone become United States overnight. What I want to do, and this is my pledge, I wouldn't say I'm going to make Sierra Leone become Singapore the next day. But I want to lay a solid foundation upon which we can build Sierra Leone. Sustainable development is going to be anchored on a foundation that is solid. What is the solid foundation? The solid foundation is an educated population. How can we prepare our next generation to not only develop Sierra Leone, to not only develop themselves, but also to go around the world and become good citizens? We have to equip them with knowledge, with skills, through education, to make them a meaningful part of national development, personal development, national development, and good world citizens. That is why I have placed free education, and I have launched free education today in Sierra Leone. As we speak, every child that is going to a government-assisted school or government school will go to school from pre-primary till the end of high school, and we are responsible for that. is the new direction.
You, sir, I'm with you.
That is the new direction. Why are we doing this? Most of us are here because at least we've had to go to school. We are experts, well-learned, but there are a lot of people who are dropping out of school or who cannot go to school because they cannot afford the $20 for the year to go to school. That is not good news. We cannot afford to go forward and leave so many behind. 3 out of 5 adults in Sierra Leone cannot read and write. How can we genuinely talk about development when we know that development itself is a very complicated process, one that has to be anchored on serious education? How can you undertake a very difficult and complicated process like development if you do not have an educated population? That is the first start, and that is what we've been doing all the time. So the UN talks about sustainable development goals, but I'm saying to them, yes, we want to develop. We want to make it sustainable. The only way we can make development sustainable in Sierra Leone is to make sure that the most important asset of the land, the people, are educated. They are developed for their own personal development, for national development, and then they can be great world citizens. If we say people have to pay to go to school, a lot of people will not be educated. So, how are you going to do it? They say it is a very expensive process. Yes, but I said yes. But ignorance is more expensive than education. So, at whatever cost, pauper, we are going to make sure there is education in that country. Pauper, education will there. And that is where the pauper comes in. That is where the pauper comes in. A pauper that is informed by faith. Pauper that is informed positively. So, ladies and gentlemen, I definitely want to invite all of you to join us. This is a humongous task, a huge challenge that we must surmount, but I can't do it alone. I will provide the leadership that you need, or that we all need. But I'm going to need your support. I'm going to need all of you to join us, the leadership, so that we can move Sierra Leone forward. We talk about the new direction and people question, what is the new direction? Let me just cite one example. For so long, we know that whenever it's time to go for pilgrimage, especially the Muslims, it's always a scandal. Some governments, we just squander all the money, and people will go to the airport and get stuck there. Some of them will go as far as Nigeria and get stuck there. But in 3 months, we were able to organize the most successful Hajj ever in Sierra Leone. That is the new direction. We are committed to the people. We are proud of our people, and we want to make sure that they can go to a hitch-free Mecca without the problems that has been associated with that particular exercise. Thanks to that beautiful lady,
Oh my God.
our minister. Everybody who went on Hajj came back satisfied, happy that we provided all the support and arrangement. And today, everybody wants to go to Hajj.
Including me.
This is just a simple example of what the new direction is all about. I said to you that we have launched the free education. How did we launch that one? In 3 months, we were able A lot of people are grumbling about executive orders. Yes, I had to put a few executive orders in place in order to bring discipline, which I promised. And through those executive orders, we were able to streamline, to plug up the leakages in our revenue stream. We have mobilized all the resources we have used to launch the free education. It's all from Sierra Leone. No dime has come from anywhere else in the world. Today, the MDAs have to put all their monies in a single account, called the Treasury Single Account. Today, you don't just spend money like you want. We have expenditure control. Because of all of these measures, we have been able to launch the free education program without a dime from anywhere else in the world. This is the new direction. Before this time, we couldn't pay the simple salary of public workers. We had to resort to bank borrowing, lending overdraft. Today, as we speak, from the very first month, April, we have been paying our public sector workers without resort to bank borrowing. This is the new direction. This is what I promised, and this is what I'm delivering. Only 5 months on, I want to assure all of you that there is going to be political stability. We have engaged other political parties, but the only thing that I'm not ready to compromise on is the fight against corruption.
Thank you. Thank you, President. That's the key. Make you know no more.
Why some have called it witch hunting. No, we are not witch hunting. We are hunting the people's money. And wherever it is going to come back to freedom. So as I speak to you, we are making arrangements to have an inquiry based on... And those who will be culpable for having taken money out of that country are going to return all of that back to Sierra Leone. Thank you. So when you hear about witch hunting, we are actually not hunting any witch. We are actually hunting our money. We are going to get that back. And when you saw demonstration, it was not about anything. They want to discourage us from going ahead with the inquiry. That was what the demonstration was about. But for me, it is normal. This is a democracy. Let them say what they want to say. We are going to do what is right for the country. Ladies and gentlemen, Sierra Leone is open for business. We want to invite those who want to go and invest. We are creating the congenial and conducive atmosphere for investment, and we want to make sure that you can have returns on your investment. The laws are being worked out, and we'll make sure that anything that is hindrance to establishing doing business in Sierra Leone is clear. The first step to that is actually checking corruption. It is very costly when people go to set up business in Sierra Leone. The cost of doing business is very expensive because of corruption. We are taking care of that. We want to make sure we send the right signal, we provide political stability, macroeconomic stability. to give you the confidence and trust you need to go back to Sierra Leone, set up your business, and get profit from it. Ladies and gentlemen, I did say to you, I wanted to use this opportunity to register my profound and sincere gratitude to all of you, whether you voted for me or not, for turning out in such numbers to listen to what I have to say. Thank you for being good Sierra Leoneans. I will make you proud.
Okay. Well,
First lady, we did not see that one.
we all heard him loud and clear. The presidency has been defined by a few things. We have not had a single scandal involving a government minister, corruption. We have not had a single scandal, right? This government has had to finance her development projects without recourse to overdraft. He did say so. So that in itself is great. Corruption. That fight is going to be taken to new heights. It will be taken to new heights. So, I have just been reminded by my colleague, he's cruel, he's reminding me I have to go. The people's chairman. Okay, Khalil, well, I will let you have it.
Thank you. We are running extremely out of schedule. The president should have been here like 15 minutes, out of here like 15 minutes ago, but he has graciously accepted to take a few questions. We'll make it 3 for the next 15 minutes. Like I told you, we had set up an email to invite questions. Several people sent their questions, but because of the time, all of that welcoming, Mododebu and all, we have burnt our time. So here we are. Mr. President, this question comes from a gentleman called Dr. Sori I. Kamara. Is Dr. Sori I. Kamara here? Thank you. Dr. Sori I. Kamara asked Mr. President, you have embarked on a very noble policy to promote and maintain free primary and secondary education in Sierra Leone. I commend and salute you for that. In the process, we have seen citizens who have been spreading very negative propaganda against free education, which tells me that if and when you or your party will no longer be in power, the program will be phased out. In the light of that, and for continuity, don't you think a referendum on free education will be proper? Free primary and secondary education should be part of our culture. Do you think so?
Thank you very much. I think by now, whether you are a critic or a supporter of free education, it is very, very paramount that we support this. It is not meant for any sector, any tribe, any region. It is meant for Sierra Leone. But I know there are some progressives who we normally want to change things like that. I think we'll have to legislate to make sure that free education is a right and it should be given to every child in Sierra Leone if we are really serious about development in that country.
Thank you, Your Excellency. This one comes from Alusain Adonis Kamara. Is Alusain Adonis Kamara in the hall? It's at the back. Let him show his hand. Alusain Adonis Kamara asks, His Excellency, on the sidelines of the UNGA, did you bring up the issue of extradition of corrupt officials in the past administration with your counterparts in whose jurisdiction these people are hiding?
Like I said, nothing. The unchecked corruption that has been going on in Sierra Leone is a threat to national security. It's choking the development process. We will do everything to bring the money back. You remember when all of you demonstrated, bring our money back, the Ebola money? Well, we are going to bring the monies back from wherever they are. Whatever it takes, we will.
Thank you. This other question comes from a gentleman named Dr. Baba. Baba is also names himself BMK. Is BMK in the hall? BMK, he asks, what is government's timeline for the work of the commission? Why has the main targets not been summoned until this day? When all is said and done, what does the government hope to achieve in its effort?
when all is said and done, we want to have the monies back.
Thank you.
Okay.
Short, quick answer. This one comes from Ibrahim S. Sise. Is Ibrahim S. Sise in the hall? Ibrahim S. Sise. He asks, what plans, if any? Is he here? Ibrahim S. Sise. Ibrahim Sise asks, what plans, if any, does the president have to boost the private sector of Sierra Leone and help industries and factories that have been closed due to bipartisan reasons? How does he intend to resuscitate the factories and bring back the jobs of hundreds of families employed by the companies?
I think I did answer that question in my presentation. I did say that we are going to provide an enabling environment for people and businesses to go into Sierra Leone with the hope that they can make profit. We want to have the jobs. We want to be able to get revenue streams from the taxes we are going to impose. So our business is to make sure that businesses make enough money so that we can tax those monies and have monies in our coffer to take care of the social obligations that we have to the nation. We want the young men and women who are languishing on the streets to be employed. So we will do everything. We are working on the means to make sure that businesses thrive in Sierra Leone.
Your Excellency, this last one before the vote of thanks. It comes from Namisa Kramer. She asks, mental health has become a significant issue in Sierra Leone. What measures is the government taking to address schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, etc.?
I think this question can be best answered by the Minister of Health. But the general statement is that we take health very seriously. When I spoke about human capital development, it's about the well-being of the human being. Not just the intellectual formation, but also the health of the being. And by the way, when we talk about human capital development, I have also added agriculture to that. That is my own bit. The UN will accept that or not. But what I believe is that if you feed the tummy, feed the brain, and take care of the being, which is ready for any challenge, and that is what we want to do.
Thank you, and the President's answer is enough. On that note, on behalf of all of us, the People's Chairman will first say thank you to Your Excellency before I ask Mrs. Fatma Tawuri to give the vote of thanks. Mrs. Fatma Tawuri.